I'm Jeff Kelly. I live in Indianapolis down near Irvington, originally from Massachusetts. Started playing music here in Indianapolis back in, 2010, 2011, played in a couple bands, and I've really gotten back to doing a lot more solo work. So I write songs, I sing songs, and play songs when I can. I think I have a pretty analytical mind for a songwriter. I think kind of as a songwriter you need an analytical mind, but by day I'm a civil engineer and problem solver, and by evening, nights, and weekends I am a musician as much as I can be. So it's kind of using both the left and the right parts of your brain all at the same time every day, night and day. Yeah, I started playing music with reason, and the reason was I moved to Indianapolis in 2009 or 10. I think it was 2010, and I didn't know anybody, and I needed something to do because I was so bored. So I bought a guitar and kind of taught myself to play. Never really took lessons that much, and never had vocal lessons, so over the years I've kind of developed my own voice and an own way to play, and it all started out of pure sadness and boredom. So song one, what I found over the years is people sometimes, especially when I'm playing loud and with the electric guitar, a lot of people say, hey, you're like Bruce Springsteen. And I used to hate Bruce Springsteen with a burning passion. No reason whatsoever. I think it's because I never really listened to Bruce as a kid or an adult, and the only song I knew of was that Christmas song that plays every year, and I hated it. But I started listening to him. I have a lot of friends that love him, and I realized that, hey, there is certainly an influence here that I didn't know about. And so for the first song I'm gonna do, it's a song by Bruce called I'm on Fire. And it's, classic. I like it.
Hey little girl, is your daddy home? Did he go and leave you all alone, alright? Got a bad desire. Oh, I'm on fire. Tell me now, baby, is he good to you? Does he do to you all the things I do? Alright, I can take you higher. Oh, I'm on fire. It's like someone took a knife, baby, etching dough, and put a 6-inch valley through the center of my skull. At night I wake up with the sheets soaking wet and a freight train running through the middle of my head, and you can cool my desires. Oh, I'm on fire.
Growing up, we really didn't have music in the house. There was nobody musical in my family. And so I never really built an influence as a kid. For me, it was honestly NPR Tiny Desk concerts and watching those on YouTube on the lonely Broad Ripple nights when I first moved to Indianapolis. It wasn't until about 2011 that I wrote my first song, and it came after seeing one of my greatest influences musically and songwriting-wise, a woman named Anais Mitchell out of Vermont. And I just thought she had such a fluid style of writing and was a wordsmith. And I think the songwriters I appreciate most are really poets and know how to use words musically, if that makes any sense. But I think Anais Mitchell and NPR music was a huge influence on me in terms of the direction of how I wrote, as opposed to just what I listened to. I think there's a lot of inspirations for music and songs. For me, a lot of them hit very close to home. I almost have to go through something, have time to digest it, and then feel happy again for the sad songs, I guess. But a lot of it is introspection. So most of my songs have something to do with me, personal insecurities, personal growth, whatever it may be. And then for the songs where I come up with some music but no words, I tend to make up a story and make up a character and kind of apply it as a narrative as opposed to one of my introspective songs. So there's lots of ways you can write, and lots of influences, I guess. Everything. Time that I've succeeded. I think one of my favorite, I think it relates to shows. If I'm going to say success in terms of music, there's been a lot of great moments. I think the greatest success has been making family. I think music is such a universal language, and going out and playing shows and seeing other performers and seeing people that create out of necessity or create out of pure desire. And, getting in a room full of creators, you meet people quicker. It's kind of hard that the older I get, making friends. I think it's weird for two old guys to be like, hey man, we should hang out. So it's been great where music kind of allows that and breaks those barriers down. So the greatest success would be family outside of my family back in Massachusetts. So early on when I started playing, and some of the first songs I was just strumming, and vocals I was trying to emulate of all vocals was Neil Young. Like, why would you want to sound like Neil Young? I think there should only be one Neil Young. But I really love his songs. I love his style. Seeing him live, he just doesn't care. He just goes for it every time. And I think that's been such a blessing to see him play. And that's just how he lives his life. And so I like him, and I think his music has been a big influence for me. So second song is Heart of Gold by Neil Young.
give. I wanna give. I've been a miner for heart of gold. It's these expressions I've never give that keep me searching for heart of gold. Keep me searching and I'm growing old. I've been a miner for heart of gold, and I'm getting old. I've been to Hollywood, I've been to Redwood, I crossed the ocean for a heart of gold. I've been in my mind, and it's such a fine line. It keeps me searching for a heart of gold. Keeps me searching and I'm growing old. I've been a miner for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old. Keeps me searching for a heart of gold. Keeps me searching and I'm growing old. I've been a miner for a heart of gold, and I'm getting old.
Time that I've struggled. For every high that you have in music, I think there's 10 million lows. There's shows where nobody shows up. There's shows where you just feel like you didn't play that well. There's months where you can't write a song. And there's times where you just have to put it down. For me, music is a very emotional thing. Picking up my guitar is a very emotional thing. And it's very difficult for me when I'm feeling depressed or when I'm in a low to have any desire to even pick it up. Those are the lows, the times when life gets in the way of fun and when life gets in the way of what you love doing more than anything else. So there's been a few of those. Failures is tough, I think. I'm very hard on myself, and if you ask a lot of songwriters, and I think a lot of people come from a place of kind of a destructive mind. So failure is all relative, and I think failures happen often. I would have liked more people at an album release. I would have liked to have redone a song. I wish I didn't work as many hours at work. You know, everything affects something and all has a rippling effect. So I think in terms of failure, it's a matter of not balancing my life right, taking away from relationships, putting too much time and energy into shows, putting too much time and energy into work. The greatest failure I think I've had is not finding that balance or not giving myself the confidence to find that balance. had a lot of amazing, influential people in my life. And I think the one that really strikes home is, without a doubt, my fiancée, Jenna. Never have I had somebody that has challenged me so much to be a better version of myself without ever asking me to do that. It's a healthy relationship, and I think that's influenced me and allowed me to grow as an artist, as an individual, as an engineer. She just pushes me, but also makes sure I smile. And every day we laugh. So that's been one of the greatest influences. Just every day I laugh. And song 3, my biggest songwriting influence is Anais Mitchell. She does a lot of interesting stuff. So, as I mentioned in the interview, she's a wordsmith and just knows her way around words just as much as she does melody and songs. She's lesser known for this album, an album called Young Man in America, but I think hands down it's my favorite album I've ever listened to, and I've definitely worn out the CD I have. The song I'm going to do from her is called Young Man in America, from Young Man in America. It's a song by Anais Mitchell.
My mother gave a mighty shout, opened her legs and let me out. Hungry as a prairie dog, young man in America, young man in America. Hungry, hungry, running every which way. I'm a young man. I come out like a cannonball, come the age of alcohol, raving in the field of ride, with the black and roving eye, black and roving eye. Ravenous, ravenous, what you got is not enough. I'm a young man. Oh, shelter, mother shelter, mother shelter us. My father was a lord of land, my daddy was a repo man. Put me out onto the streets, didn't give a damn for me, did not give a damn. Daddy, daddy, gonna wish you never had me. I'm a young man. I'm going right before your eyes, might grow to such a size, blowing like a hurricane. Everyone will know my name, everyone will know my name. Blowing in, blowing out, shadow on a mountaintop. I'm a young man. Oh, shepherd, father shepherd, father shepherd us. In my feathers and furs, clothes in many colors, many men will envy me when I'm in my finery, in my finery. Envy me, with all my bright money. I'm a young man. Maybe I will climb the stairs with a girl with golden hair, hold her like a sword and shield, up against this lonely world, up against the world. It's a lonely, lonely world for a yellow-headed girl and a young man. Like the wind I make my move. There's a howl in the canyon, there's a hollow in my bones. Make me cry and carry on, make the foam fly from my tongue, make me want what I want. Another wayward wayward son, waiting on oblivion, waiting for the kingdom come to meet me in my sin, waiting to be born again. Mother kissed me cheek and chin, a little medicine, I shed my skin.